this now. Criminals in the construction sector must be convicted and sentenced. That's the plea from Public Works and Infrastructure Minister Sihle Zikalala. Zikalala says his department is working with law enforcement officials to ensure these cases are prioritized. Hundreds of people connected to the construction mafia syndicate have been arrested. Let's go live now to Lethiwe Mdluli, who's following the story from Durban for us, and she joins us now live. Lethiwe, tell us about the people that you've spoken to about the mafia and what they're saying about trying to make sure that they mitigate that problem.
Well, Masako, today I've been speaking to various people regarding this issue. I started off with the South African Police Service, just basically asking them about their investigations. And a very concerning thing coming from the police is that a lot of people that they are trying to talk to who have been victim to these threats from construction mafias are afraid to come forward. But we do know that nationally 700 people have been arrested so far for causing disruptions at various construction sites across the country. But right now I'm joined by the MEC for Public Works here in KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Nkosi. I want to bring him in because we've been speaking to various people, Mr. Nkosi, about this issue. Take us through right now in KwaZulu-Natal, how many construction sites are not operating because they've been threatened or construction mafias have put a stop to them?
I think you know that I've started recently on this job that we are busy with at the moment. But we have been made aware of some few projects that have come to a standstill or that are not progressing as fast as they should be. And one of the sore points is one of the best schools in this province, which is Men's High School. We are looking for the date with the contractor and even our own business schedule so that we go there and find out from the contractor himself as to what is it that is causing a problem and why a school which is respected like this is not progressing as we want it to be. And we want to indicate that we will come up with mechanisms of trying to resolve those problems.
As the Department of Public Works, you are in charge to make sure that these construction sites carry on with the work that they are meant to be doing. We spoke to the minister last week who did indicate that a lot of construction sites are currently under heavy guard because these people threaten the workers in these sites and also the companies. Are you aware of any other construction sites that has been relying on heavy security because of this?
I haven't visited any of that nature so far because we are focusing on the rolling out of the human settlements projects so that when the summer comes, mud houses don't fall over the heads of our own people. So that's where we are. And then in that part of the environment, we are discovering that there are contractors who are not performing and we are unblocking those. But when it comes to the ones of Public Works who have been reported that they are such, and the case that I'm mentioning of Men's High School is the one that has been mentioned. We hoped that this week would have gone there, but unfortunately we are under pressure of the terms of the other things that are requested by the people on the ground. And that's why we are here in Ward 11 in order to check what are the issues and all the stuff. So this is what we are going to do by next week, because after the visit of the President of the Republic, we'll be in a position to have a schedule that is a bit relaxed. But the message is clear that we want everyone and Sandra to understand, is that we'll start with the negotiations. If the negotiations fail, we are going to report it to the relevant authorities so that we deal with that particular matter. So the Minister of Public Works has got an advantage because he's a former premier in this province, of which myself was not part of that executive. So that's why then he might be talking about the people that are having these problems and all the stuff. But very, very soon, we are going to establish what is the state of affairs in the majority, if not all the sites in the province, because we don't mind visiting 3 or 4 sites per day, irrespective of the distances involved.
Emisinko, so we've been speaking to government departments, different ones, and in speaking to government, I keep hearing that you're going to be having engagements with these people. Do you think that engaging with them is the way forward, or drastic measures need to be taken because our economy is suffering, people are suffering, and people are being threatened every day?
Can we remember that the liberation that we enjoyed on the 27th of April 1994, it started with the war, and we ended up sitting around the table and negotiate. But at the moment, I'm not going to jump the gun and indicate the drastic measures that we are going to take before getting the facts. But where we are getting resistance, we'll have to mobilize the state resources in order to unblock those projects. But I don't believe that we are at the stage. We will find out which projects are involved, and then we are going to establish who are involved in that blockage and then negotiate with them. But if negotiations fail, we can't negotiate forever, and we are going to go to the resources of the state and deal with that particular problem.
Do you know these people?
I don't. As I've indicated, I'm less than a month in this position. I haven't met even a single one of them. But those who are blocking the housing projects, we are still collating information as well, because we are aware that there are flats of government in the form of the social housing projects that have been hijacked by certain individuals, and then we are going to visit them as soon as possible, and thereafter find a way forward as to whether we negotiate with those who are blocking them, and thereafter, as the last resort, engage the state resources in order to address the problem.
Last question, you did mention that you're busy with trying to build houses for people. You are also the MEC for Human Settlements here in the province. Are there any projects that you are aware of that have been stopped that concern human settlements? I mean, we had the floods last year. There's a lot of people that were displaced and they are looking for homes. Are there any projects there that are incurring any problems?
We would want to indicate that around the question of the victims of floods, we have visited the majority of them in those centers around the metro. And then we're updating them as to what is it that the government is doing. We want to report to your listenership that we have already acquired 13 land parcels here in the metro where we're going to build for all of them. And then we're also, even in those 13 land parcels, we're going to build even for the additional people over and above the 4,000 that were affected by floods as families. So what then we're indicating is that we have acquired land in Maritzburg for that one group of the TEA, and then on that one, the construction of the houses are starting on the 1st of July. For the metro, because they are the most affected one, they are busy with the spluma processes and all the stuff. But we are confident that we are going to build for our people. On the hijacked projects, we have been told about the Aloe Ridge project in Pietermaritzburg. We are engaging with our municipality there, the Msunduzi, so that we find out what is it that is involved there, and thereafter unblock that one. But what we want to make it clear is that it is illegal for anyone to occupy someone's property without permission. If we find out on that one, we negotiate for the people to vacate. If they don't, we go to the resources of the state. But at the moment, we haven't dealt with that problem. But we would also want to, before we step up from here, you have to understand that I am in my former Ward 11. We are here because the community indicated that they requested the title deeds. We are only informed midday on Friday. We approached the mayor of our metro, His Worship Mdluli Kaunda, and we're quite excited to discover that more than 400 beneficiaries were forwarded to us before the end of the day on Friday. So that's why we're here, in order to hand over those title deeds to our people who have been requesting them. We are really thankful to local government for the speedy delivery when it comes to that.
Ms. Nkosi, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, Masakho, basically what the MEC is saying here is that they're going to be engaging more engagements with these people that put a stoppage to these construction sites. I did pose a question as to whether more engagements should be had or the police should be dealing with this. And he is saying that for now they're going to be taking the approach of engaging with them, and then they will see moving forward what can be done.
All right, Lethiwe Mdluli with that report. Let's leave it there for now.